Greetings, programs, and welcome to the grand finale, part 7 of Primetime. And, right off the bat, shout out again to my friend Jorge, who helped me get a hold of the Parallax G3 trailer to go with my Voyager Prime we looked at in the last video. But he hooked me up with something kind of incredible for the purpose of giving this series a good finale. So, without further ado, I give you Power Master Optimus Prime, who already has launched his Power Master out. Oh wow, I could not have planned that better. So I guess we'll start off by looking at the Power Master, because he's not going to be too big of a part of this review. Just this little tiny robot here. Sort of I believe this came out around the same time as the Headmaster figures. So, but you just have this little itty-bitty guy whose legs bend in the most unnatural ways. He's got these little tiny arms. He's got a face that the camera does not want to focus on very well, but, you know, especially for its age, because this isn't a reissue figure. This is actually the original. Pretty good little detail on him there. You can see how roughed up my hands have been lately, but no, this guy's really cool. And then, so as you saw, he folds into an engine, as they called it. Oop, get his arm out of the way there. That was almost bad. And you're actually supposed to need this guy plugged in the front of Optimus in order to get him to transform. Because, stay. Okay, well, never mind. But in the Japanese version, this was not Optimus, actually. This was Super God Jinrai, as I believe. And this guy wasn't a Power Master, he was a God Master. This was actually a human who would bond to the rest of the robot, and so the human was actually controlling the Transformer body, which was very weird, because I only recently learned, but I guess Japan does not even remotely have the same connection to Optimus Prime that we do over here. Because while, you know, every version of Transformers over here has got to have, you know, Optimus and Megatron, they usually don't show up in the Japanese versions. So, when you put him in, what that would do is unlock a clip down here that lets you bring down the legs. There's a little chip right here, which means I can actually transform mine without putting him in. He does have a name. I'll put that on screen really quick. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But that would undo this clip here, so you can bring the legs down. Go ahead and fold out the feet, which is quite difficult. This guy is incredibly tight for his age. And go ahead, bring out his arms. I realize technically we're looking at the back of the figure now. He's got a fake set of cab windows on this side for his robot mode. Bring down the little crotch piece. Bring down his arms. And then pop out the head. And there you have the first sign of just how G1 this toy is. Because we always had red-eyed Optimus Prime toys. He wasn't like that in the show, but they did that on all the toys. Which, you know, it's cute. It kind of it helps really identify the G1 stuff from the rest. So, you know, it's G1, he's got elbows, he's got fused legs, but, you know, I guess he does kind of have knee joints. They're just really stiff, and I don't want to mess with them too much, but, you know, you can get a couple clicks back. You know, if you flip that piece back up, you can, you know, make him sit or whatever, but It's G1, it's simple, but it's pretty cool. Oh, one more click. There we go. You know, it works. It's cool. So, there we have Power Master Optimus Prime. Thanks for watching. Yeah, the obvious fake out is obvious. So, we're going to take this guy to the side, and we're going to take a look at what made this guy really awesome. His trailer. So yeah, we have another full Optimus trailer to go over. As you can see, he's got lots and lots of guns on here. Apparently I have to pop these ones off to get them to spin all the way around into the right position here. And then there's just this little peg here that will go into this hole right here on the back of Prime. So you can go ahead, get that all lined up, get in there. It will act as a pivot point for while he's in truck mode, though it's not exactly smooth. You do get some nice plastic creak because it is more of a holding tab than a you know, anything made to pivot and turn. You can even open up in two halves the back, and I guess some of the G1 minibots would fit back here. I don't have my reissues handy. The only G1 minibots I have are reissues. This is my only real G1 figure. But as you would expect, the trailer can do a couple things. So first thing we're going to do is just yank off these million guns. And yes, Optimus can hold these guns while he's in his robot mode, as you'd expect. See if I can remember how to do this. Go ahead and close that back up. Pull this out a little bit so you can free these panels on the side. And then, oh yeah, this for this mode, this one part goes all the way flat. Then you're going to grab the sides here. And do that, which is very, very hard to do. And go ahead, pull these forward, flip out the sides, move it back because it's too close to the camera now. Move these very obvious hands just kind of out of the way. A lot of times I'll do something like this just to make them a little less obvious. Then go ahead and take these guns. They go in these little tabs or peg holes right there. Then I like to take these ones, put them right here. Then you fold this forward, and it's supposed to be the central gun. As you see, they've got a little molded kind of torpedo blaster thing going on there. It's simple, but it's G1. It works. And then you have the base mode. So, then you can take your Optimus, you can go ahead, put him back here, have him manning the gun, way up out of frame. And then, easier to show this way, there's these little, I don't know what to call them, but there's these on these two guns. What you do is you actually take this guy, and you fold his legs like this, in like the most overly exaggerated cowboy pose you can. And this little, that will go in here. It'll actually sit down in between those and sort of lock in, and so he can actually man the turret, which is, I like that. It's cool. You know, it feels a lot like what they did recently with the Titans Return figures, where you just, you know, throw something into a big old base, and then all the little guys can, you know, take the weapons and turn them into turrets. So, I like it. Overall, it works. So, now that we've done this, the main star of the show, what you're going to do is we're going to take all these off, flip all this stuff back in, close it back up. Bring these back down if you can. Such a metal clank when you do that. Fold down these arms. Fold that weird little gun piece back down. Then you're going to take Prime, you're going to fold him back up like you're going into, basically you are just going to put him back into truck mode. But after he's in truck mode, you'll take these knee joints, bend them all the way around the other way, and drop him in there. Then over on the side, he also came with a bigger robot head that you will plug in right here, actually right on top of where his normal robot head is. And you have the full Power Master Optimus Prime. And this figure is adorable. It's just adorable. He looks like a little kid wearing a costume with just how off his proportions are. And of course you can take the Power Master, you know, whatever his name is. Again, hopefully I've put it on the screen at some point here. Are you going to stay? Are you going to stay for me? No. Okay. But you can go ahead, arm him up. His hands can hold these guns. Then go ahead and take the big, you know, turret guns, put those on his arms, and there you go. For articulation, that's what you got. You can spin these arms. You can knock the turret gun off of it. That's the only part of him that moves. The head actually kind of, it sits down in a little channel here, so you're not actually going to get head rotation out of him. But overall, this figure is just something. There's something genuinely cool about this guy for as silly as he is. Just because this is an actual G1 figure. You know, this guy is older than I am. And just to show a quick little size comparison here, he is actually a little bit taller than Overlord, which is impressive, actually. As most G1 guys I've messed with over the years have been pretty small, but he's quite large and very, very imposing. So overall, yeah, it's a pretty great pretty great figure, not a little one. So this has been Primetime Part 7. Hopefully I'll be doing some more random regular reviews here. I also do plan on doing some things that just, they're not even figure based. I know that, you know, I've done like Godzilla. I'm gonna move into some other stuff, but I will still be pretty frequently looking at Transformers as well. So, thank you for watching. I hope this has been somewhat enjoyable, and I will see you guys next time. quick side note, once you get this little guy in here, he does actually hold pretty well. I'm just too stupid to get him in there right. So, blame, for this guy popping out multiple times, go ahead and blame me, not the figure. Optimus did nothing wrong.